Welcome back to Tashkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Quant, whose current price stands at the $156.9 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 0.19%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the Elliot wave structures, the Fibonacci's, and also draw out any key chart patterns that you have information on these charts. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Quant from the all-time high has been seeing lower prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which has now taken us back to around the $41.2 mark, and after seeing that low down there, we are seeing a very nice bounce to the upper side. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart so that we can analyze that bounce to the upper side, after making our low down there, that movement to the upper side has been obeying the Elliot wave structures, having these as the first wave to the upper side. Then we saw a retracement over here in the formation of a second wave, then saw a very nice impulsive movement to the upper side in the formation of a wave 3. Then I'm expecting the formation of a wave 4, and then continue pushing high in the formation of a wave 5 to complete a higher Elliot wave count 1. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure that I have right here, so that we can get to the key scenarios that I expect to play out. After making our high for that movement to the upper side in the formation of a wave 1, we saw a very nice retracement over here in the formation of a second wave, and using the Fibonacci's we can get to see whether this wave 2 has done the minimum that we expect a wave 2 to do in its retracement, by connecting the Fibonacci's from the low of that first wave to the high of that wave 1, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the Fib level 0.382 and the Fib level 0.5, and you can see we have retraced into that target area. And after making the low for that second wave, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of a wave 3, and using the trend based Fibonacci we can get to see whether this wave 3 has done the minimum that we expect a wave 3 to the upper side to do, by connecting the trend based Fibonacci from the low of that first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of a wave 2 back to around the fib level 1.618, and that is at around the $240.5 mark. But from what we have here on the charts, we have made our high in the formation of that wave 3 to the upper side at around the $229 mark, meaning there's like a $10 difference between the high that you have here on the charts and the high that we have sketched out using the trend based Fibonacci, meaning there are chances that the high might not yet be in, and there are also chances that the high might be in at around the $229 mark. And assuming that the high is in, whatever we are seeing right now in this movement right here is the formation of a wave 4, and using the Fibonacci's we can get a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of this fourth wave right here. And I just need to connect the Fibonacci's from the low of that wave 2 to the high of that wave 3 right here, and that gives me a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of a wave 4 between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.618, and that target area lies between the $175 mark and the $141.5 mark. So that is the minimum that I'm expecting this retracement over here in the formation of this fourth wave to do. And because the fourth wave is a corrective wave, I also expect to see an ABC corrective movement play out over here. And over here we are seeing the formation of a wave A, then we have seen a wave B making our peak at around the $195 mark, then we have continued pushing low in the formation of a wave C, which for now has met the minimum that I expected that wave C to do, by retracing and making a low that is below that the low that we had for that wave A, which was at around the $158 mark, and the low that we have for the wave C is now at around the $154 mark, meaning there's a possibility that the low is in the formation of this fourth wave over here. But maybe we are not yet close to making the low. We might continue pushing a little bit lower before we make the low, and then see a very nice impulse movement to the upper side in the formation of a wave 5 to complete that higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upper side, and sketching out a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of that fifth wave to the upper side. We can use the trend based Fibonacci once more, connecting it from the low of that wave 1 to the high of the wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side in the formation of a wave 5 between the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $286.9 mark. So that is the minimum that I would expect that bounce to the upper side in the formation of that wave 5 to the upper side to do. And getting to the key scenarios that I expect to play out over here, I'm still expecting us to make a new low here on the Quant chart, and that is in the formation of this ABC corrective movement. And here on the 4-hour chart, we have a key chart pattern that has been in formation that is also supporting that movement to the lower side, which is a triangle. And you can see we have it right here, which I have highlighted here in blue, connecting these highs over here. Then we have the baseline, and you can see that we push the price of Quant to the apex of the triangle, then saw a breakout to the lower side, and after the breakout we even saw a retest of the lower side of this triangle, that is this baseline. In this movement right here, we saw a retest of the lower side of that triangle, and after that we have continued pushing lower, and there's still room for us to support any breakouts to the lower side out of this chart pattern that I have drawn out over here. And the minimum target area of this breakout is the height of the triangle, so using a trend line we can get that height and then place it down here to give us a minimum target area back to around the $127 mark. But for me, I'm just expecting a minimum of the $142.1 mark, and in case that plays out, then I'll be so confident that the low for that fourth wave is in. Then any movements to the upper side, I'll be terming it as an impulsive movement in the formation of a wave 5. Also getting to the 1-hour chart so that we can see what other chart pattern we have information right here. Here on the 1-hour chart, in this movement, in the formation of that wave C, we have been trading within this channel, and this channel has been well respected, giving us more than 3 touch points. And right now we are trading at the middle part of the channel, and we have room for us to support any movement either to the upper side or any movement to the lower side. And in case we see a movement to the lower side and get to the lower side of the channel, which is back at around the $145 mark, then that will be completing the formation of these a fourth wave to the lower side, because that will be so close to the lower side of the target area that I have drawn out using the Fibonacci's as the minimum retracement area in the formation of a fourth wave. So in case that plays out and we get to the lower side of the channel, I would expect a very nice breakout bounce to the upper side in the formation of that fifth wave. And in case we see a breakout to the lower side, then we can fully maximize the target area in the formation of a fourth wave over here by retracing back to around the $142 mark. And once that plays out, then we can sketch out a very nice movement to the upper side in the formation of a wave 5. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the 4-hour RSI. Here on the 4-hour RSI, we are trading at around the 38 mark, meaning we have a bit of room for us to support any movement to the lower side in the formation of that wave 4. Any further movements to the lower side will still be supported before we get into the oversold region. Also taking a look at the MACD, on the MACD we have printed a bearish cross, and that means lower prices are coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.